Hello everybody, and welcome to Amateur Cast, where I get in your replays to be casted for my entertainment, and hopefully to help you improve a little bit as well. I'm your host, ZookaMan, and we're going into a PvZ. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our players. In the top left-hand side of the map, Habitation Station, Ladder Edition, we have SomeJerk, spawning in as the Protoss player of the red color. And his opponent on the opposite side of the map, we see BakerSC spawning in as the blue Zerg player. Now, what are we seeing in the ZVP matchup right now? Well, first off, I want to say that this might be a little bit older because we do see that the map pool from last season's a little bit behind, so that might affect a little bit of what we see. I don't know exactly what's good 100% on the new ladder maps guys, because I haven't really seen too much of them. I haven't casted too many games on them yet, so I'm not necessarily used to that. However, SomeJerk going to prove that he is indeed SomeJerk, and is going to be going for a double proxy gateway up and on at third base, which hopefully will be seen, or at the very least when BakerSC comes into the main base of SomeJerk, he'll probably notice that. I would have to assume, unless the Protoss player was going Nexus first, which would be super greedy, there's no reason that he wouldn't at least have a pylon back in his main base at this point. So BakerSC are probably going to be able to detect that something is fishy going on here. He's going to be sending out any sort of scouting units yet. Hopefully he does in the near future, so we are going to be seeing this scouted and reacted to accordingly. We do see one gateway coming out with a zealot, another one just about now finishing up. Double gas coming up back home, and by double gas I of course mean only one gas coming back home. And this honestly is pretty much just screaming the fact that your opponent is going crazy early cheese, for lack of a better term. BakerSC going up onto the gold base, which is kind of problematic with a zealot in your main base. It's just a tiny bit. Spawning pool is coming up a little bit late to defend against this. This is going to be pulling drones for this. Two more zealots are on the way, already having two out on the field. He's going to get us around with the drones, but I don't think that they're going to be able to do as much damage as. Oh well, they're going to get the zealots, so at least there's that. Spawning pool is coming up. Really does need to try to pretty much drone up until he gets that up, and then start going for assertions as soon as possible. I would even agree with canceling the gold base just to put a little bit of extra money into the units. We're seeing a spine crawler come back in the back of the main base. Drones are going to be pulled once again. No circlers are out on the way, which is a little bit regrettable, to be perfectly fine, to be perfectly honest. But SomeJerk not going to be so the drones are going to completely abandon the main base, and the zealots are gonna pretty much have completely free reign. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna lose the spine crawler, not gonna get canceled. The spawning pool is gonna be under fire. We're gonna be seeing the queen pop up, which is gonna die. Ew. It's just kind of an awkward position to be in from a Zerg player. He's gonna micro the queen to his heart's content, but the zealot is gonna be able to, well, clean that up pretty much with no effort whatsoever. But Protoss player is just kind of going for an all-in at this point. Zealot is all he's producing. Nothing going on back home. No expansions. No additional gateways. Well, okay. There's one additional gateway coming out. Wouldn't be opposed to him taking a natural now that he has designed what is essentially called the natural of BakerSC. He's going to be going up onto a spawning pool. Kind of needed that up a little bit earlier. Is going up on double gas as well. Would love to see roaches be the after effect of this. That would be probably the best idea for him right now. BakerSC going to be destroying the main base of well, SomeJerk is going to be destroying the base of BakerStarcraft. He's going to be taking out the larva. Nope. No, actually going to just leave that one larva at 5 health. Because it was a threat to no one. A couple of spine crawlers are coming up into the base over here. SomeJerk could really do with laying down even a cybernetics core. But he's going to be going for a wall off into his main base. So we're going to be seeing him going up into one base style. We're not going to be seeing any additional pylons coming down, which makes me think that this is pretty much what he's going to be doing here. But that being said, we do see the Zealots going to be pretty much tearing through what remains of the mineral line of the Zerg player. We do have Zerglings popping up. Spine crawlers are about to be finished. Oh, but so many drones are going to go down. Oh. 16. Oh, goodness. 16 workers killed at 8 minutes in the game for SomeJerk. Doing a lot of damage here with his pressure. What I don't agree with this play is the decision to go up onto his second gas into double Stargate off of one base. I think he would be in a better position if he went for a natural expansion. I wouldn't be opposed to the double Stargate as long as he does have the expansion, because of the fact that Stargate units are usually very gas heavy. Yes, he does have quite a bit of gas in the bank, but you usually want that natural expansion for the gas, and even to the certain extent getting up some of the minerals as well, depending on what you're building. If you're going into like carriers, for example, you're going to be needing the natural. Oh, a lot of stuff just got canceled there. I think those were drones. That would be very unfortunate if we lost drones there. But we're going to see SomeJerk going here. Phoenix Oracle, which is kind of interesting. Metabolic boost now coming up at about halfway down at this point. He's going to be starting to saturate this base over here. He's going to be taking his opponent's natural gold, or third gold, or some, whatever the gold base is. I believe it's the third. We're going to be seeing a Mothership Core finally going to be researched out at about 10 minutes for SomeJerk. Like I said, really love to see him drop down an expansion, start going up onto a little bit of a higher economy. That will be a very good thing to see. Oracles are going to be going up into the natural, are going to be deflected by a queen. Maybe? No? Oh, the drones. Ouch, the drones. So that Oracle has about 7 kills now, can't out to a BPSA queen. And, he's going to run out of energy, I'm assuming. Yeah, it ran out of energy, so he wasn't able to really do anything with it. Phoenixes are coming up onto the field as well from SomeJerk. Really would like to see him go up for natural expansion. That would be a good thing. He's going to be going for the snipes with the overlords of the Phoenixes. Meanwhile, we're missing BakerStarcraft going up into the main base. Going to be kind of getting the pylon. I think he should be getting into the main base and get a little bit of probe damage. Kind of a little bit of a revenge. You kill my drones, I kill you. 20... That's army supply. What's it? What is it? Control R? Yeah, there it is. 31 units killed at this point for SomeJerk. That is... Oh, that is a lot of drones dying. Mothership Core is going to be taken back to defend against this, and finally deciding he's going to put down a couple additional pylons to help defend this. Still love to see a natural expansion come out from him as well. BakerStarcraft going up for the Zergling pressure. Mothership Core should be okay to deal with this, but it did buy him a little bit of... Why is this spore... What? The spore crawler's over here. Well, the spore crawler should be repositioned over, I would say probably over the gas right here, maybe over here. Just somewhere where it's not really as a... out of the way. She's completely out of the way. Zerglings are getting in the main base, and while the Mothership Core is going to try to slowly DPS them down, that's going to take quite a bit of time here. Oh, forgot to put up my production menu again. Yeah, Zealot's going to be coming up into the third natural other base of BakerStarcraft, which is going to be completely defended by a couple of Zerglings. Well, we have a few Zerglings chewing on the forge over here. We did have a couple of them going in the middle line as well. 34 workers shielded 19 at this point, but Baker StarCraft going to be pretty much destroying all of the economy of his opponent. While he's actually got, well, he's got harvesters, 6 harvesters to 7 harvesters at the 14-minute mark in the game. Quite interesting to see. Photon Cannon is going to be going down in the wall off. Does need to try to get that if he can, so that it doesn't really stop his units from being in. But it is going to be finished up. Forge is going to be focused down, and that's going to be going down fairly shortly. So what would I like to see out of Baker StarCraft? Well, first of all, I did more additional drones on this base. Go up for a third base that's a little bit closer to your main base at this point. I like the fact that he's putting in Zerglings, but I think he should try to transition out of the current Zergling pressure into something like Roaches, I would have to assume. Or maybe even Banelings would work. And just so that he has a little bit of a higher tech that doesn't really get shut down so much by the photon cannons of his opponents. Meanwhile, SomeJerk is going to be pretty much on non-existent harvesters. He's going to take a little lead there in the harvester production, but Zerk isn't getting out some drones at this point too. Still love to see him take another expansion. I'd love to see the Protest take an expansion as well. Phoenixes are going to be coming up in to take out the Overlord. One is going to be... the Overlord is going to go down, but one Phoenix is going to go down in its place. Mothership Core is going to be going up for the natural. And the Sword Crawler should be able to finish in time to be able to defend pretty well against that. Oh, no, there's an Oracle there now, so... Nope. Never mind. Oracle going to be running out of energy pretty handily. And then the Mothership Core is going to go for the Hatchery, which will probably take it quite a while. We'll check back in about half an hour and see where that goes. Zerglings are going to be dying to the Zealot wall off in the front of the main base. Baker StarCraft going to saturating his natural a little bit more. Warp Gate finally coming up on the tech, guys, at 17 minutes of the field. Mothership Core still kind of trying to kill that base. Both these players do need to expand. I think I like to see a higher tech from either one of our players, or actually both of them, more than just the Zergling and Zealot. I'd like to see Roaches added on from Baker StarCraft, and maybe Void or Immortal production coming up from SomeJerk. I'd love to see him go into robotics facility tech, or just anything really tech-wise. Right now he's returned to gone for the Phoenixes and the Oracles, and now he's going to be getting out some Void Rays as well, which is kind of an interesting thing to see at this position. But then again, this entire game has kind of been interesting up to this point as well. Oracle is going to be coming up into this natural expansion, getting a little bit of damage done for the drone line, but that is sure. Well, that's gonna actually completely survive. But Zerglings are going to be taking away this proxy gateway at the third base. Well, we do have a third base coming up for Baker StarCraft, way far away from his other bases, which is just crazy. We do have the Warriors coming in to kind of help take care of this. Spore Crawler, one Void might go down. Nope, just going to survive. Queen is going to be pulled, but that's really not going to be able to do anything against the number of Void Rays. If he had a few entranced uses, maybe he'd be able to keep these two Queens alive. But as it is, he'll probably just have to keep his Queens back. He's going to get in the Void Ray, though. That's a nice pick off. The other Void Ray is going to take a little bit more damage here than it probably should have, but it's going to be perfectly fine. Baker StarCraft's expansion just coming up at this point. Love to see him start saturating that. 7 drones on the way already. Does have an additional Queen on the way. Something I'd like to point out here. Protest player has gone into from a proxy 2 gate into lots and Zealots, into Phoenix, Oracle, and now it looks like he's going to be going into mass Void Rays. Certainly not what you see in standard right now, guys. Is a little bit low on his harvester count as well. 17 workers at this point in the game. Not necessarily optimal, especially considering how much early pressure you did against your opponent. So Voiders are going to be coming up across the map. We do have a small contingency of Zerglings once again going to be under fire by the Mothership Core, which is an Executor! Holy mother of... Well, the Mothership Core is an Executor. Okay. Well, that happened. Gotten a lot of kills on the Zerglings, I guess. We'll love to see a gases taken from our Zerg player. That would be a good addition on. I'd love to see him add on additional tech, though. I've kind of been saying that for a long time now, but I really do feel like he really doesn't need the additional tech. Queen is going to poop out the creep tumor right in front of the army of the Protoss because, hey, we're a Zerg and we have no shame. Zergos and Queens are going to be cleaning up the units in the middle of the map. BakerSC going to be centering his base down here. Could use a couple more in there. Love to see him take the gases. Love to see him go up onto higher tech. That would be a good thing to see from him. Protest player going for the Mass Void Ray is a little bit good. I believe are Queens armored? Well, they have transfuses. Oh no, the Mothership Core is going to go down. That's not going to be good for SomeJerk. He's going to be losing all the Queens, however. He is going to catch off a Zealot, though. The little bit of trades, guys. The little bit of trades. Looking over the Harvester tab, still a little bit bare. 28 to 21 Harvesters in favor of a Zerg player. Which, is kind of the interesting kind of thing. I'd love to see him grab another base and see him go up onto more Harvesters, as he's a little bit low in that regard. Getting a little bit high on his bank as well. Hopefully, Void Zoom coming in, and, well, Void Raying, mineral line, and, yes, I know that's not actually a verb, but I just made it a verb. Void Ray is going to be under fire by a single Queen, which actually, is it? Oh yeah, it's firing at the Void. Look for a second there, look, it was firing at the Extractor. Expansion is going down at this point. Sporecrawler is going to be able to defend a little bit. I mean, as well as you would expect one Sporecrawler against 4 Void Rays to be able to do. And those are going to be pretty much able to kill everything that BakerSC has at this point. But it's okay. He's got a lair coming out on the way. Because 24-minute lair is the best time for your lair, folks. We do see roaches coming out as well. At least I hope to see roaches coming out with that roach warren. Another expansion to be taken down here as well. To kind of help that out. Meanwhile, the Void Rays are going to be cleaning up in the gold base of BakerSC, but I'm sure that BakerSC is saying, not worth it. Pretty much mined out at this point. And he is going to be going up onto 2 bases. We are seeing the Phoenix going to be able to scout this bases down here. And he's going to be able to get an Overlord because we don't even have a Queen down here, guys. No Spore Crawlers, no anti-air actually at all. 2 Queens that we have are down here at this natural, I guess, at this point. Protest player are going to finally be establishing a Nexus. 26-minute Nexus. Hopefully, I'd like to see him kind of go up onto a 3rd Nexus at this point too, and just kind of sort of macro out the Void Rays so that his opponent really can't do anything against them. Where are the Void Rays, by the way? Okay, so they're over here, just kind of floating around. Oracle is going to be getting into the main mineral line, but Poling is going to be able to pretty much keep those safe while it kind of flies away. So we're going to be seeing not really a whole lot coming out right now. Voiders are going to be taken down to this base, they're going to say. Nope! Don't like those Spores and Queens, and going to be kind of floating around, looking for a position to be in. They might be able to directly engage with their quite tanky units against pretty much just Queens. That's not really going to be the best strategy for you. A couple of transfuses are going to keep the Queens alive for a little bit more time. However, Queens are not exactly what you need against a large number of Void Rays. You want infestation bit going into infestors. And corruptors, I believe, are also... No, corruptors aren't good against them because they're armored. I forgot about the upgrade for a second there. Protoss player is going to be grabbing an additional gateway at this point. Not really going to be doing too much with that. I can only assume that since he has a double Stargate with the production of the areas that he has, he's probably not going to suddenly transition over to something like Zealot pressure. And if he was, you need a little bit more gateways at this point. Because I believe he only has one. Yep. The one gateway. One gateway to rule them all. So, Spore Crawler is going to be completely melting. And then the rest of the mineral line is probably going to melt as well. Going to be going straight for the layer, which is kind of a curious decision. No transfuses are going to be going on the layer, so that's pretty much going to... Yeah. Oh, transfuse! Oh, man. Queens and Warriors are going to be under fire with one another. And, looks like the Queens are going to be able to win, I think? Looks like it. The combination of the Queens and the Spores are going to be able to push this back for now. But, still doing quite a bit of damage there with those Void Rays. Because StarCraft doesn't really have a whole lot of units out to really defend against them. And neither player really having a whole lot of units. SomeJerk just having those Void Rays. And BakerSC is basically running on drones and Zerglings at this point, with a little bit of Queen backup. What I'd like to see is a couple of additional Sporks go out in each of the bases. I would say probably 3 or 4, one in the middle line, a couple in the back would be a good idea as well. And just kind of hope for the best and try to get out something that really is good against Void Rays, either Hydralisks or Infestors or both. All would be a good idea. Try to transition out of the armored Roaches, because they're not really going to be good against a large number of Void Rays. Actual expansion is saturated from our Protoss player. Looking over the Harvester tab, we still see their Harvesters fairly low. I don't think we've actually peaked above 100 supply this game. 29-24 in favor of Berserk player, once again. And, not really a whole lot going on right now. We're just going to be seeing the Protoss go on additional Void Ray production. Berserk player is going to get pretty much just macroing up at this point. Not going to be doing anything really risky, doing kind of biding his time for the correct moment to move out. Well, I think he just decided that it is the correct time to move out when he has no anti-air in the army. He's just going to kind of pack some... So he's building a proxy pylon for mass Void Rays. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to see the Zerg player just, well, Zerg into the natural expansion. And they're going to get quite a few probe kills. 36 to 57 right now on workers. Yeah. SomeJerk just kind of sort of having that advantage right now. That being said, yeah, so pretty seeing an additional hatchery going to be added on for BakerSC at this point. Once again, I'd love to see him move into higher tech. I would love to see Infestors or Hydralisks come out. I think this would be a good idea to put this out there so that you actually, you know, have anti-air against Void Rays. It's crazy how that works out. We do have a couple of additional Spore Crawlers coming down to help defend against this. Meanwhile, we have quite a few Queens as well, just to make sure that the Void Rays don't really do a whole lot of damage. But I don't really think there's enough Queens and Spores here really to stop the Void Rays at this point. Who actually might be able to, with a couple getting transfused, is... looks like he's probably going to be able to push that back for right now. Ooh. Yes, it looks like he probably is going to be able to push that back for now. He's going to get a couple of Warriors. Does have a run-by of Zerglings coming up into the natural expansion here, while he's forcing the Void Rays to be controlled back over in the forefront. SomeJerk going to be losing quite a few units back home. And these Void Rays really are what he has on the field right now in terms of units, as more and more Zerglings stream out across the map. And SomeJerk is going to GG out. Alright. So, what's something we can learn from this game? Well, for one, from the Zerg side of the field, I wish that he would get out his tech a little bit sooner. And yeah, I know he was forced off of his main base, and he was kind of forced off the gold base and stuff like that. But I still would have liked to have seen an approach towards his tech a little bit earlier, so that he's able to have a little bit more tech units like Hydralisks and Infestors and stuff like that, so that he's able to be a little bit more effective against his opponent. That's something that I think would be the big thing for him. We didn't really get to see how well he was spending because he wasn't really doing anything. He wasn't really in a macro game, so spending isn't really something I was able to see from this game. Expansion patterns is the same. Creep red's pretty good for the parts of the map that does cover, and that fun jazz. SomeJerk on the Protosses side of the field, I would have liked to see him get an expansion sooner. And I think it kind of goes with both players, but I will give the Zerg a little bit of slack because he was kind of off balance because of the early cheese. However, the Protoss player, because of the early cheese, should have been taking a natural expansion sooner because he had the opportunity to get ahead economically as opposed to his opponent, who was behind because he did lose his main base in the cheese. So he's going to be behind. If you had your natural expansion up at that point, he would have been in a much better position. He would have been rocking that economy, getting up the Void Rays, pumping them out, bam, 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 bam. And suddenly the Zerg player not really able to deal with it quite as well as he was able to in this game. So I believe that's going to be all, folks, for tonight. As always, if you enjoyed the cast, please like, comment, share, subscribe. You guys know how it works by now. And this has been ZookaMan, and we'll see ya on the next cast.